So Aries, leader of the zodiac. I'm going to include a clip from a space weather station. So just a couple minute clip, but apparently there's some kind of like not supposed to be there dust storm staying on Mars, staying like stationary. Oh, I always forget that I have a candle and I use my lighter. Angels, ancestors, divine guides, spirit, the great power that holds up and creates worlds, the first source and center, the fountain of the all, the Akashic records and the great halls of wisdom. We ask for a clear and protected message, a clear and protected communication in regards to messages coming through in the dream world for the collective tribe of Aries, the leader of the zodiac, cardinal fire. So we're going to first ask the Starseed Oracle for information coming through in your dreams. However, we're going to wait until the end of the reading to look at the card. Activation. Yup. Interesting. Active. Keyword active. Bottom of the deck. Star bathing. Light body. Crystal grid transmission. Activation. Yeah, there's definitely something coming through. Star energy or some star maybe. Planet, as I was just saying, talking about Mars and stuff. I love this card, this deck. But there's interesting. So yeah, there's a clip about that dust storm that I'll include below. But star bathing, light body, crystal grid transmission, activation. Active. So there's there's definitely a transmission coming through, some kind of activation or ascension. You may be having some symptoms. Your light body may be being activated while you're sleeping. See the young lady, or I think it's a young lady, yeah, lying in the stars. So there's definitely sleeping. There's definitely transmission. Something. We may read that later. If need to be. So we'll use the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. So this dream reading I wanted to do because of the time of year, the veil between the worlds growing thin up to October 31st. So this is a very, you know, the stars have been very clear, at least where I'm from. There are nights where because the moon has waned, and so the stars are just so bright, and especially Venus. Apparently, there's been changes on all the planets, a lot of the planets, which if you click on that link to the space weather report about the planets, Jupiter and Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Pluto, there's things that are abnormal, and Mars that the sun even that are just abnormal. So check it out, Aries, and maybe maybe you've been feeling it. Maybe you've been feeling your ruling planet. So, but just this time of year, the veil grows thin. Dreams, full moon, especially during the full moon. We have ancestors, loved ones who have recently passed over, who are now ancestors, but ancient ancestors. We have everyone we just called archangels, spirit guides, your higher self, all trying to communicate with you, or could possibly I'm not saying all trying to, during, you know, your dream state, during this time of year, during full moons, it's easier for them to come through. But also your higher self, you know, your dream world is when you're working out things. Bottom of the deck is release. Releasing something. 27, which is a 9. Coming to a completion of a cycle. And we'll also do the Aboriginal Dreaming Totem, which every card has a different design on the back. And we're going to take Alright, and we're not going to look at these. I didn't see them. Haha. We're not going to look at these until the end, but I will show you the design. Actually, it will be like this. So, the last deck is the Fantastical Creatures Tarot, which is a tarot and an oracle deck, in my opinion, together. So it's perfect for this time of year. Got a great feel, love it. Anyways, Aries, ooh, what's this? The High Priest, Taurus energy, spiritual faith. Seeing the light even when it's blocked out, Aries. Okay, so what is coming through in your dreams? Yeah. Wow. Ooh. The only major arcana to come out on the bottom of the deck, the Hanged Man. Yeah, there's something you gotta see. There's something that there's something that you're not seeing that is being shown to you in the dream world. The Hanged Man. And once you know, you may feel, Aries, that you're stuck in some place, and perhaps you are, because there's something you need to see, something that if you look around, you know, you can miss it. But that's what I'm getting. Like, if you're missing it. And it's so simple. It's right there. It's in plain sight. If you just look around, that message is maybe just specifically for someone, but there's the swirl is here. So there's no moving forward until we see what needs to be seen. We're frozen, which is why Medusa is here. That's Medusa, clearly, as you can see, representing being frozen, being unable to move, being restricted. So there, and it's interesting that we have that and we have release. There's some kind of activation, some kind of transmission that's trying to come through to help you release what you need to release, so you can feel clearly, see clearly, receive a message from the divine. But very interesting. So we have, first card out the gate, we have Protection. 26, which is an 8. You are loved and you are protected by many, Aries. Whether you know it or not, whether you feel it or not, because it could be those on the other side of the veil, loved ones, ancestors, angels, you know, guides, divine guides. You know, you are loved and protected and you are watched over. Something is watching over you. It's funny that it's a bird and it's an air being, and we have clarifying it the Four of Swords. And this is about rest. It's interesting that the person in the nest is sleeping, is resting, and then we have the Four of Swords, which is about rest. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy with the Four of Swords. We're talking about mental energy, swords. So rest, putting your mind to rest, putting something to rest. There's this butterfly that is at the top of the card that suggests transformation, change. There's this, they talk of rebirth. This is called the vegetable lamb. And there's this rebirth, this time of peace and rest. See the swirl right there? Born into peace of mind. Like there's something, Aries, telling you to put your mind at rest, that you are protected, that you are loved and watched over, that you can trust in that. And perhaps that has something, well, we'll get to that, because we have a lot of things about seeing something, Aries, in your cards already. Four of Swords. So this is the vegetable lamb. The vegetable lamb is a gentle, quiet creature born from rare flowers that grow on twisting vines. The lamb's presence creates harmony and restful times that are necessary for healing on all levels. On this card, the presence of swords shows that alert protection need not mean violence. Alert protection, and we have protection here. You are protected, Aries. Like you are, you're represented by the, Mars, by Aries, the god of war, the warring planet. And, there are many ways for you to go to war. There are many ways for you to go to battle. There are many ways for you to protect yourself outside of just your anger or your emotions. If that makes sense to you, like, controlling your temper, controlling your anger, controlling your irritability, controlling, want to beat somebody up for something, because, I know some Aries in my life. I've heard the jokes about Aries, the astrological jokes, but we love you, Aries. So there's this alert protection. So that's what I was just getting, that, there are many ways. And also there are times when spirit protects you. The universe protects you. You don't even have to lift a finger, but there's again this resting, like it's safe to rest. It's okay to rest. It's okay to take care of your health and your vitality. Like I said, even in this card, she's resting. And she's protected while she's resting. But alert protection, very interesting. On this card, the presence of swords shows that alert protection need not mean violence. So the lamb, hence the lamb as well. The peacefulness needed for the rebirth of souls is symbolized by the butterfly. Yeah. A time of sorrow and misfortune is followed by a period of peaceful rest and recovery. A time of sorrow, yeah, and used to create a powerful resolution to a problem or a period of recovery. Yeah, and this could resonate with a dream that you're having, or a theme that you're having, or a dream that you have. A dream in your future, because there's wisdom is here. Now we have 22, which is also a 4. And we have wisdom, and this is about everything that you've learned. This is about your knowledge, what you've learned. and what you've also experienced. And he turns it into wisdom, and it takes you higher. This is also wisdom of someone you respect, wisdom of someone you look up to, and being open to asking for help from someone that you look up to and respect, which may not be a lot of people, but it's always good to have someone that you can go to. You know, it's good to be the student and the teacher. You know what I mean? It's good to have knowledge to help others, and it's good to have people in your life that have knowledge to help you, and being grateful for that, and that balance, which, like, this 2 and 2 is here. And then she's also balancing. She's standing on top of what she knows. There's this little ladder there, like, you know, the knowledge, you know, this awareness, this life experience has, you know, taken her higher. And interesting that she's on this boat in the cloud. It's very, I feel there's a message here with this imagery, a message that is still unraveling for me, you know, reaching for the moon, her wisdom. But out with wisdom came emotional energy now. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. 5 of Cups. And 5 of Cups is typically about, in the traditional tarot, about, you know, being stuck, you know, self-pity and pain and regret and sorrows from the past, mistakes, failures, and focusing so much on that you're stuck in the past instead of seeing the opportunities and the blessings and the grateful and the gratitude and the things that you still have, or the opportunities that are in your future, instead of, you know, looking back instead of looking forward emotionally, and needing to kind of look around and see the things that did work, and the things that are to be grateful for, to feel gratitude for. But it's interesting, the explanation of this card from this deck. This is the Lorelei. So, Lorelei, some mermaids have the power to entice men to their deaths with their bewitching voices. The Lorelei look like ordinary women, though they have a cold, unnatural beauty. They possess supernatural powers to foretell the future and to work weather magic. Faces of the Lorelei's victims can be seen in the river water. Indifferent to the drowning cries below, the Lorelei maiden lives in an emotional void. Divinatory meaning, an emotional time in your life when you should think through every action twice before doing it. Your own attitudes make you unhappy. Magical use in meditations for getting control of your emotions and your negativity. And so there's this wisdom in the experiences that you've gone through. Maybe choices that you made, displays of your emotions that have been of detriment to you. And so now, come full circle, there's wisdom in that. You've grown. And wisdom is the application of the things that you've learned, your knowledge and your experience. The application of it is wisdom in my mind. And so there's this wisdom that you learned from your emotions, and learning also, you know, to not disconnect yourself from your emotions. Like, emotions are important. They're not to control you. Your life isn't to be run by your emotions. No, but they're an important part of your guidance system, first and foremost. And it's interesting because the next card is, we have this assessing, this, you know, it talked about taking your time to move and choose, and double and twice, looking twice at something. This is a very serious time, that, like, not acting from your emotions, because you could cause some kind of energy that you regret. So to think things over twice, to go over things twice. But we have this assessing, which is this really taking your time, hence the slow moving, balloon, taking your time to really see, to look at a situation, to look for a solution. You know, this card, and again, it's a 9. There's another 9 here. It suggests looking around every corner, looking around every stone, like really taking your time. This isn't a card of, this is the opposite of instant gratification. This is the opposite of like, this is like when you go to buy that car and the old stereotype, you know, that they get you because you want that car, you desire it so bad, and they're dangling it over your head. You know, this would be the opposite of signing, you know, yeah, sure, you know, I just want the car. You know, this is the energy of like, no, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to explore my options. You know how people tell you those stories, you know, they waited out the car dealer for 3 weeks and then they got the price they wanted, they got the car they wanted, they got the package they wanted. It's kind of this energy, like it has a payoff, there's a benefit. You know, instant gratification comes with detriment. It comes with this 10 of Wands. So acting on your emotions immediately, like assessing a situation, taking time to find a different way to handle a situation. Because we have the 10 of Wands, which is your energy, fire, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And this is, the 10 of Wands is about burdens. It's about heavy energy. A lot of stuff going on, you know, that you got to deal with and tend to and take care of. And you know, it's taking and draining and dragging your energy. But again, in this, the 10 of Wands, you know, represents a completion, something coming full circle. But with this 10 of Wands in this deck, it's interesting because they talk about going into a period. So I feel, let me read it and then I'll tell you what I feel that means. Ten of Swords, Kali. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. No. 10 of Wands. Whoa. Slow down, lightning bolt. Slow down. 10 of Wands. The Minotaur. Now, remember, this came out with assessing, and this is a 9, and this is a 10. So there's a correlation between these two. There's a synchronicity. There's a wisdom in the relationship between these two cards. Is interesting too, because even the color, the tunnel that he's going into is the same color as assessing, looking at something. So 10 of Wands, fire energy. This is you, Aries. When the Cretan Minotaur was born from the unnatural union of Queen Pasiphae and a Minoan sacred bull. He had a human body, but the head of a bull. Which is interesting that we had that Taurus card come out, the High Priest, which is a bull in the traditional tarot. Or Taurus is a bull. I mean, my bad. The Hierophant in the traditional tarot, represented by Taurus, the bull. The Minotaur on the card labors his way among the wands of authority that clutter his path. His back is bent under the burden of his stigma. The spinning halo-like tunnel symbolizes his spiritual journey toward the source that will heal him. Beautiful. A tangle of events is straightened out, but the outcome may not be to your liking. You feel as if you are carrying a very heavy burden. Be certain you have not taken up someone else's responsibilities. A new and difficult cycle is coming, but you have the strength to handle it well. Use it in spells to straighten out an event or lift burdens. This is the divinatory meaning and the magical use I just read. Wow, a lot there. I really felt that last part. The halo-like tunnel symbolizes the spiritual journey toward the source that will heal him. And that's just taking your time before you because you're fire, you're combustible, you're action, you know, you're ready to go, you're ready to do it, you're ready to get it done. And there's just this energy of discernment, assessing, taking your time and really going through the details, looking at the fine print, like again, leaving no stone unturned before you, and really looking down the road. You know, and you have this 10 of Wands. A tangle of events is straightened out. You feel as if you are carrying a very heavy burden. Be certain you have not taken up someone else's responsibilities. So, but there's a lot of burdens on you, and some of them have been placed. Some of you, the message is about the decisions and choices that you made that were spontaneous. You didn't really think things through. But that's where you grew. You've gained this wisdom of learning how to not just respond with learning how to use your fire in a more productive way to respond to situations, to make choices, and to navigate through the world. But the Ten of Wands, I'm sorry, I thought it said something. You may be entering a hard time. It's interesting because of the same color that I pointed out. Like maybe you're entering a time of really taking your time and looking at things. Because Ten of Wands suggests a completion and a beginning of something else, something new. And is walking into this purple tunnel of just taking your time, not responding off of your emotional fire. There's this wisdom here. The next card is the snow moon, which is, I believe the snow moon is in February. Yeah, February. And this is purity. And this is about keeping your mind clear and peaceful and zen. The purity card is about just keeping out of messiness. It's about they relate the energy of this card to like the fresh fallen snow. Like if you've ever seen the snowfall, especially when the moon is out, or even the sun, and it's just so pristine and beautiful and clean, perfect, and the little snow crystals are sparkling colors back into the for reflecting in the light. And it's like, this is the kind of like not getting into messiness, not getting into fights, staying away from negative people, keeping things simple, focusing on a solution, the easiest, cleanest, simplest solution. Like just keeping things like as easy breezy, simple, clear communication, clean communication. And one of my favorite cards in this deck is the Seven of Pentacles, the Gargoyles. Your hard work will pay off. Everything that you've been through here, we got the Four of Swords, the Five of Cups. There's this rebirth after this kind of like really stressful period. But you learned a lot from, you gained wisdom from all the Five of Cups energy, the mistakes, the failures, the heartbreaks, the disappointments. There was wisdom, and now it helps you move and choose through the world in a different way. So I really feel that you're entering Aries, a period where you can rest and relax. You're going to feel this protection around you. You're going to feel a different kind of energy because there's rebirth here with the vegetable lamb. There's rebirth. And if you look at where the spiral is, it's right under the lamb that's sleeping peacefully, already been born, made it through the transformation, is now resting and recovering. And you have this protection over you while you're resting and recovering. It could even, could even be somebody who's an air sign in your life who's looking out for you or just taking care of you, but there was wisdom from this emotional energy. And for some of you, it may have taught you how to turn on and activate your emotions, warm them up a little, how to use your water energy instead of cutting it off. It's an element that is available to you, and learning how to use it wisely, learning the wisdom of your emotions. You've been given, this is one of the elements the magician has been given, right? Swords, wands, pentacles, and cups. So learn how to use them wisely to your benefit. Don't respond or react, move slow when it comes to your fire in certain cases, and you know what that means. Each one of you, Aries, for you. But the Seven of Pentacles with the gargoyles is one of my favorite. Woo. I don't know why I'm all like, whoo, but it is one of the, it's got such good energy. But yeah, just, and it's interesting, just keeping it look, this like, this zen, peaceful, like, and she's looking within, you know, but there's something, I feel like with this release, you know, something is activating in you, something is evolving in you, and there's this release of this Five of Cups energy, this Ten of Wands, this heavy energy, this these mistakes and failures from the past, disappointments, regrets, heartache, those things that break off and fragment a part of us in the past and make it hard for us to move forward, because a piece of us is literally on a timeline in the past. And it's hard for us to even look forward because we're always looking back. Someone who is watching over you, Aries, is communicating with you through your dreams. I'm getting like air energy. There's a lot of, this is all air energy up here. All the moon cards are air energy. You got the Four of Swords here. So, and then, wow, we have all of the elements. Yeah. Wow. All that you have swords, cups, wands, and pentacles. All of the elements are here. The gargoyles, the esoteric meaning of the word gargoyle. We got that 7, that spiritual understanding. The esoteric meaning of the word gargoyle has to do with taking in air, which the mystics believed is filled with spiritual energy. Those who know the mystery of tapping this power source can use it in magic with a K. One of the most extraordinary powers of the gargoyles is their ability to absorb negative energies from humans and atmospheres, revert it to positive energy, and release it back into the air. The pentacles on this card denote the gargoyles' protective influences. So again, we have protection here. Maybe some of you respond certain ways or react certain ways because you don't feel that you are protected. You feel unprotected, which can make someone feel, you know, defensive, even hostile sometimes. But I love this transmuting this energy from the air. You will gain financially from your hard work. Use to convert negative energy into positive energy, which will attract good fortune. There's something just trying to communicate to you, I feel, Aries, that you're on the right path, that you have learned, and that you can close this cycle out because you've gained the wisdom from dealing with your emotional energy, transmuting those emotions, keeping it pure and clear and clean and simple, not muddying the waters, not getting messy, not focusing on transmuting to keep the atmosphere pure. And also, you know, there's this, again, protection. You are protected. So let's see what we got with the Starseed Oracle. Ooh, we have empathic Starseed, energetic energy, sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So with this Ten of Wands, these two cards, I feel that there is an element of, you know, you are carrying energy with you, because wands, that's energy. Well, these are all energies, but you know, the fire energy, you've been carrying somebody's burdens or somebody else's energy, and this could be a message, another layer. It could be a message for a different part of the collective, but you've been carrying, and maybe even carrying, some energy from childhood. a past life. We have the Five of Cups here. Some energy, maybe that's where this coldness comes with the Five of Cups. You disconnected from your emotions, which was detrimental to you in a way. But I really feel you've learned from the past. You've learned. That's why wisdom, it's clarifying wisdom. You've learned from this. You've learned from the past. You've learned from your pains, regrets, disappointments, sorrows, to help you discern, to help you assess, to help you move and choose to the world in a clear way. And you have been carrying the energy of someone else your whole life, maybe. You know, it could be a parent. It could be, you know, something that happened to you. It could be a relationship with a husband, of a spouse. It could just be something that you picked up. It could be some trauma that happened to you. Whatever it is, you are empathic. You have picked it up empathically, energetically, and it's time to clear that energy out. You are protected. And there's a period, you start off with this period of rest and recovery with these two, a 5 and a 10. You know, that 5 energy, that moving, those obstacles and that 5 energy is all a part of how we grow, learn, grow wise, and grow strong. And so the 7 of Pentacles is telling you that everything you've been through is not going to be in vain. It's going to pay off. And it's interesting because that's what the assessing card is about too. Taking your time, you know, using that slow, discerning energy, or even just that knowing energy, but assessing a situation. That this card states it comes with a high payoff. So there's a period of rest and recovery. The things that you went through were to teach you, provided wisdom and pearls of knowledge and life experience for you, but also for you to claim your energetic sovereignty. And you are protected, and please remember that. Okay, so then the cards that came out were calm. And this is breathe, heal your tired body, and allow your spirit to find peace. Without harmony, your healing journey will take much longer. And that's exactly what the 4 of Swords is. It's a time of rest and peace and healing, mental healing. It's even the card of a vacation and travel, getting away, taking some time off work, taking a weekend, or just taking a nap for the afternoon. Whatever level it resonates, or just, you know, being able to financially rest, stay, you know, whatever. But yeah, this is beautiful. Heal your tired body and allow your spirit to find peace. Because you are the Aries, your heart, it's hard to keep you down, Aries. It's really hard to keep you down. And sometimes you got to sit down. You got to make that a priority. Because if you don't, something will sit you down, right? So make sure you take that time and honor that time to rest. There's something in here about the way you're protected. It's okay. It's okay to rest. Nothing's going to happen to you if you take some time to rest. You can't wait. It reminds me of this song that I heard on one of those contestant shows that was like an original piece, where she said, you can't wait until everything is okay to be happy. You can't wait till everything's okay to rest. You have to get your rest in there and heal from this situation, this 5 of Cups, these wounds from the past, these burdens, this energy, these burdens. I feel like you're still carrying them with you, this heaviness. And something is trying to alert you that you need to take a look at this in your dreams. You need to identify this, because it's what's blocking your frequency and this energy that someone else has. You have absorbed from somewhere in your life, in your journey. But remember, we're releasing that. That's why this is here. Energetic sovereignty. You're going to release that. You're going to release all that's not yours, and something else is going to be activated in you. And this is the transmission that's coming. Some of you have star ancestors, And that's where this is coming from. And we have assuredness. It's time to challenge this situation and say that, and this is the assuredness card. It's time to challenge this situation and say this is not good enough. Stand tall and take a stand. It's time to show the world just how damn tough you are. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. Stand tall. Remember this? Back hunched over? No. It's time for you to stand tall. It's time for you to make that move. I'm going to read this last card. The bottom of the deck of the tarot. The Medusa card. The only major arcana that came out. So this is the biggest energy. The major arcana, not the biggest energy, for lack of a better phrase. This is important because it's major arcana. It's really important, this energy. Medusa, as a beautiful priestess in the temple of Athena, Medusa was seduced by Poseidon. Interesting, water energy. Thus profaning her religious position in the temple itself. As punishment, Athena changed Medusa into a terrible monster with snake scales, hair of writhing venomous serpents, a protruding tongue, and a deadly gaze that turned humans into stone. In the end, Medusa sits along a path bordered with large rocks. The spiral at her feet anchors any forward movement. The spirals on the rocks are half-formed, presenting no clear patterns to follow, but many possibilities. Medusa's stare has frozen all ability to see what needs to be done to break the impasse. One must wait, endure, and learn patience. Everything is frozen. A barrier in your life keeps you from moving forward, living through tremendously stressful conditions, but managing to survive by waiting for the right time. And that's what the Hangman is all about. Like, when you see, realize, or accept, download, whatever, what you need to see, that's when it's time. But for right now, everything's frozen because there's something that you need to see about this past energy, this Five of Cups. And remember, they said cold, and we have cold and frozen. Something's frozen in your emotional energy that you have to learn from. And when you do, when you see that spiral, the next spiral, the first spiral to come out is this period, this rebirth. You come through, this vegetable and this beautiful plant energy, reborn. And that's it's going to pay off for you. There is a payoff in your pain. There is a beauty in the breakdown, if you will, but you're going to release all that. They're getting you to release all that so that they can activate something else within you. Ooh, yeah, cracked open. So rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Trust the timing. Yep, with the Hangman, it's all about the timing. So yeah, it's coming time for you. It's the dream is there's a potential and opportunity here with for you to make powerful changes during this season of change, releasing and letting go. If you look on here, there's kind of fall energy with barren trees. And that's the time it is. It's time to let go. Yep, it's time to move forward.